Hello and thank you for joining my channel. In today's video we are watching a game between Magnus Carlsen playing as white and his opponent Václav Finek, a young international master from Czech Republic. Whenever Magnus Carlsen faces younger opponents or lesser in rating, he tends to avoid opening theory and he just simply plays on the pure knowledge of chess. Usually those games are really fun and this game is no exception. You will see how Magnus Carlsen dominated, playing a completely uncommon opening and wasting two moves in the opening, giving his opponent an advantage. So without further ado, we will go straight into the game. Magnus opens the game with a4. I didn't know that the name of this opening was actually their opening for some reason. This opening has a name. Black responds with e5. And we have a5 on the board. Another move wasted by Magnus Carlsen. Simply he ignores the development for now. Bishop c5 is played for black, although black also had a d5 as the main move in these sort of positions, obviously grabbing the center. We have e3 for Magnus Carlsen and d5 played for black. Magnus now strikes in the center, we have a trade, and after this bishop d6 is played for black. Magnus continues c4 and he will gladly accept this. If black takes, he will develop his bishop freely and this bishop will look really nice on c4. Black sees this, of course he avoids this kind of trades. We have knight to c3 by Magnus and we have a castle for black, so black now developed really quickly and he has a really nice position here. The evaluation is slightly better for black right now. Magnus continues with knight to f3. We have rook to e8 now, check. Magnus blocks it and develops his dark squared bishop. We have knight to g4. Right now this bishop is under attack, so Magnus has to be careful because this pawn can fall after this trade happens. We have queen to d2 and right now black decided to solidify in the center. c6. We have bishop to e2, Magnus also prepares for castle, knight picks up on e3, f takes on e3, and we have bishop to e6, so black also completes his development. We have c takes on d5 and c takes on d5 for black. Black still has a really solid position here, he's almost 0.5 in advantage here in this position. We have a castle for white and we have knight to c6, a normal developing move for black. Magnus continues with a6, so he wants to invade with his rook here if black allows it. Black doesn't want to allow that and he plays b6, which now allows Magnus to place bishop b5 here and attack this knight. We have rook to c8 to defend, rook a to c1 to again gain control of the semi-open file. We have rook to e7 now for black, and now Magnus jumps with his knight on g5 with the idea to eliminate this white squared bishop. For now black doesn't see anything wrong with that and he plays rook a to c7. We have Magnus taking this bishop, f takes on e6, and right now queen takes on f2, gaining control of this open f-file. We have queen to e7, black also wants to defend possible check and possible checkmate threats, of course. We have queen to f3 right now for Magnus Carlsen. Black now continues with knight to d8 with later idea to reroute this knight possibly on f7 and to defend this square. We have rook c to e1 for Magnus Carlsen. We have knight to f7 for black. He continues with his original plan and right now Magnus strikes in the center with e4. For now black refuses to take this pawn and we have knight to g5 and right now queen to g4 is played for Magnus Carlsen. So after the e-file opens, this pawn will be weak as well. Magnus sees that this is the weakness of the position and now we have d takes on e4, which is not the best move. It kind of lowers black chances in this position. After queen to g4, the best continuation for a young international master is knight takes on e4, knight takes on e4, and after d takes, queen takes on e4. Yes, Magnus is still better, but this was a way better option than what black opted in this position. So we have d takes on e4 for black, and we have h4 for Magnus Carlsen. Simply you want to remove this knight and open this g-file and create later threats. So black is now forced to retreat and now Magnus takes this with a really nice knight here in the center and also preparing a dangerous traps. You will see of course later in the game. This bishop is also attacked, but for now Magnus doesn't want to take this bishop. This knight will be really strong with a great tactics you will see coming really soon. We have e5 on the board. Right now black again doesn't have any idea what to do, so he wants to open up the position and try and create some sort of a counterplay, which is really hard in this position because there is nothing he can do. Firstly, we have a brilliant move by Magnus Carlsen, bishop to d7. It looks completely like this bishop is sacrificed, but of course it's not. Black decided not to take this bishop and he played rook to f8. I'm guessing you probably saw what was Magnus's idea in this position after bishop to d7. If you decide to take this with your rook, then Magnus has this brilliant knight f6 check. You cannot pick up this knight, you can only pick up with your queen if you want, but of course your queen will fall. So if king goes on h8, then queen takes on d7, and after rook d8, queen takes on e7, bishop takes on e7, and knight simply retreats to g4 with a much better position for Magnus Carlsen. So Magnus is a piece up in this position, and this is a clearly won. Again here also this knight is hanging, so that is the reason why after bishop to d7, and although rook takes on d7 was the best continuation, black opted to save this, to save his rook. We have bishop to e6 right now. Magnus sees that there is a dangerous pin here in the position and it must be exploited, and now game continues and revolves around this. In the continuation we have bishop to b4, so black tries and attacking this rook. For now Magnus firstly takes this knight on f7, we have rook takes on f7, and right now smartly Magnus plays rook to f1. He simply moves his rook from this threat and also creates another threat here. Simply this rook is still pinned, so black is still in a danger. We have queen to d8 for now for black. We have rook takes on f7, rook takes on f7. Magnus of course doesn't want to take this rook immediately because the position would be equal, although Magnus would be better. Why not simply take a piece with playing queen to f5, still using this dangerous pin. And after queen goes on e7, we have a knight to g5 for Magnus Carlsen, again attacking this rook even more. We have g6, a last attempt for black. We have queen takes on e5, and right now black simply is left almost out of time. 8 seconds on the clock. He plays king to f8 and unfortunately allows checkmate for Magnus Carlsen, and this is how this game ended. Of course, after queen to e5, this game is over. There is nothing you can do. After bishop to d6, which is the best continuation, at least by computer evaluation, white will continue with bishop takes on f7, and after queen takes, we have knight takes on f7. After bishop takes white's queen, we have knight takes on e5, and this is a piece and 2 pawns up here, or 1 pawn up, and this is a clearly won endgame for Magnus Carlsen. And this is how this game ended, guys, and this is all I have prepared for you today. If you enjoyed this game, please make sure to leave a comment, like, and share this video with other people who enjoy chess. Also, if you like more of these videos, I also make shorts. Feel free to click the subscribe button to never miss out on my new videos. Feel free to let me know your questions about this game. Have I missed something in the analysis? Do you watch Magnus Carlsen games? I'm guessing you watch. But do you enjoy watching these unorthodox openings and unorthodox ideas by Magnus Carlsen? I will be making sure that I find more of his unorthodox games, and I will definitely showcase them on my channel, guys. And yes, and if you have something else to say, feel free to do so. I always enjoy reading your comments, and I will wish you a pleasant day. Bye bye.